It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out, and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us.
No. Well, all the way live, you are now tuned in to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. My name is Theo Broden, co-founder of Hood Research, and my co-host,
The BD, and we welcome you to the program.
And there's just so much going on around here. People are having meetings and luncheons and fundraisers and all of that. And I want you to know, as I will be repeating from time to time, this year Hood Research is 25 years old. And we are going to have a big celebration. In the meantime, I want to ask if any of you tuned in have any pictures or videos of events that you have participated in or observed that Hood Research has done. If you would share them with us, and we'll pay for the copies. Unless you want to give up the set you have. We want to have those available for the celebration. This would be our Silver Jubilee celebration. Does that sound good? Yes. Jubilee. We have done so many things over the years, and there was a team of us sitting, writing down, and I'm sure there are some things that have been left off. But I want to say good morning. Sam Black was very beneficial in helping us to line up some of the things that we have accomplished. And I want to say good morning to Vera and to Ron. Barbara, get well soon. And also to Diane and Carolyn and Clementine, Gladys. There's just so many folks, What do you want to say good morning to?
I want to, and I'm just so grateful that, my coworkers and Facebook friends do respond, because I've posted the fact that we're on every Monday from 9 to 10 a.m. And I've gotten nice responses. So I'd like to say hello to Cheryl D., Sheila, Brother Fred, Sister Ruth Ann, Sister Jackie, Brother Smith Bay. I also want to ask you to, as I do, have your friends, especially now on this program with our guests, have your friends, family, co-workers tune in, let them know that we're here, and also have pen and paper handy, because you will receive valuable information you'll want to keep.
Yes. Also got to add Val and Roy McAllister. Have to add Roy McAllister and Jay Henderson. We have viewers and participants and members from all over Wayne County, actually. And just want to say good morning to them. And in Zinga. And there's just so many folks. And we had a wonderful turnout this past Saturday at the Hood Research meeting, too. So just want to let you know that we do meet on the second Saturday of each month at the Dabo Center, which is on Grand River on the corner of Wyoming. And a lot of additional information that is shared there. And we encourage you to come and share yours as well. Now, I got to remember to ask about these pictures and videos and before we go off the air again, because we want to use them in a collage for the celebration. 25 years. 25 years. I want you to know now that we have a guest with us in this hour, and Mayat, and she's from living life,
Loving life.
loving life. I don't know why I keep doing that. Loving. We all love life. Hopefully, we all love life. Loving Life Health Food Store, which is located on West 7 Mile Road by Sussex. And the address?
15224 West 7 Mile, 1 block east of Greenfield.
Okay. 15224 West 7 Mile Road. This morning, in the first hour, we were talking about water. Water being contaminated with lead and iron and bacteria, etc. But now I want to talk to you, Maya, about the benefits of good drinking water, the necessity for it. And you have it too, by the way.
We absolutely do.
Okay.
One of the probably our most important product in the whole store is the alkaline water. And the reason I say that is in terms of the most important product in the store, because we have all types of herbs and vitamins and teas and different types of supplements, is because your body uses water to even assimilate those.
The majority of the body's substance is water.
Exactly, exactly. And most people are not hydrated the way that they should be. Some people think that when they drink a fluid, like orange juice or coffee or tea or something that's made with water, they think that that's sufficient, and it's absolutely not.
That those substances are treated by the body as if they are food.
Exactly, exactly. So your body has to have water, plain, clean water. There's all types of water out on the market now. Spring water, distilled water, drinking water, purified, there's all kind of categories, but those are terms for more of I don't want to say a legal standpoint, but
A marketing effect.
well, it falls into a particular category for a reason. Distilled water is processed in a specific way.
Okay.
Purified water has to go through certain purification process based upon that particular state that water is made in.
Oh.
So each state's rules and regulations are different. So you might get Florida water, and Florida water maybe just, maybe you just roll it through some carbon and it's good. Where Michigan is a water state. And so our purification requirements and regulations and rules are extremely strict as opposed to other states. So people should be careful when they buy bottled water. I've seen water on sale, like what is about $24, 24 bottles for $2.99 or something like that.
Right.
Just because it's in a bottle doesn't mean anything. It has nothing to do with the purity of it.
Oh, they're calling it bottled water because it's in a bottle.
Exactly. And that doesn't mean anything.
Yes,
It doesn't mean anything. And some of them you can actually taste the plastic because of the type of plastic that they use. And remember, it's based upon the regulations of the state in which the water is bottled in.
Ah, okay.
So I went to a function and they gave out bottled water, and I couldn't even drink it because the water tastes like straight plastic.
Ooh.
But when you have a function and they have to buy a lot of water, of course they're going to get the most economical thing for them, and I get that, but at what cost?
But it's not to your health. That's what it is.
No, it's not.
It's a cost
not.
to your health. It's not.
It's not. So
To drink. Wait. To drink bad water is not bad for your health.
it is.
Oh. Okay.
It is. It is bad for your health. The problem is it's the lesser of the evils. I'd rather see somebody drink bad water than pop, which is blowing your kidneys out.
Yes.
Right.
So
True.
it's the lesser of the evils, but nonetheless, we still have to have water, and we need to drink a sufficient amount of water every single day.
It's interesting to me that when I drink various juices, grapefruit juice, etc., that thirst or that craving is still there. once I drink it, as you know, I'm a purchaser of your alkaline water. When I drink water, it seems like something within me, I don't know what it is, because there's some relationship, well, we have a relationship with the total universe, but it seems like when I drink the water, then whatever thirst I may have had is quenched immediately. Whereas, like you said, and I had never thought about it the way you and Theo just mentioned it, where if you're drinking orange juice, etc., it's considered a food, and so your body processes it as a food.
Exactly.
And I remember a chart I got from your store years ago where it indicated that it had a graph or a chart where it showed that it showed your lungs, your heart, your kidney, and a few other organs, as well as your brain, saying that in each case, each one was over 70% liquid in its composition and everything, which was mind blowing, because a lot of people don't look at our bodies in that same way. We just look at our bodies as something that we feed. We don't even consider the fact of nutrition. Like, I buy amino acids from you, and I know that a lot of people, we don't think of things on the cellular level, amino acid, enzymes, or nothing like that. We just know that, man, that pizza sure looked good. I hope they put extra cheese on there or something like that. And I've got to a point where, I've been doing this for the last 30 years or so, where my health, and this is something I just want to put out there to the people as well, that you don't want to put yourself in a position where you have to receive some type of health care from a center or something like that, because we know a lot of times the residents there don't get that the type of treatment they need. Maybe the people are not as compassionate as they should be. But if we remove the possibility of having certain ailments where we need some sort of a medical treatment, then we eliminate having that person in there who may or may not have our best interests in mind. And I'll just end on that, and we got a caller. Okay. But I won't stop. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Would you give us your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yes, good morning. This is Brother Jihad Muhammad.
Thank you for calling.
I'm watching you on Comcast 91.
Okay.
Good morning to both of the queens and to my big brother.
Good morning.
Happy Monday. Thanks for calling.
I'd just like to add this, I always have to go back to my father, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was one of the first things he said it was how to eat to live. And as the sister's saying, like I said, we need to do more shows like this on a regular basis, because if we can get back to our natural state, you'll find that some of everything, we would basically be able to control the universe, because the very universe itself is designed after our makeup. As sister was saying, or brother was saying, the 99 elements that makes Earth what makes our body up. Our blood travels at 8 minutes and 20 seconds exactly, which is the same time which light travels from the sun, which is 93 million miles away at 186,000 miles per second. Our blood makes the same exact cycle, 500 seconds or 8 minutes or 20 seconds. And so we had to look at ourselves. We are our system in itself. We have salt water, we have fresh water, we have rivers, mountains, and so as Sister said, she's so important right now to black people. As far as the medical field, a lot of people, they won't just call it like it is, but it's a death trap. And sisters like you have on your show today are really the real doctors. You talk about sunlight, everything. And the sister was saying, we don't know how important it is to get good salt. And they talk about this sodium, but real salt, you can't live without it. Real salt actually transport the water into the cells, which is so vital or whatever. And we are lacking magnesium real bad. That's why we find ourselves not able to sleep at night and whatnot, because since the 1930s, they have drained all the minerals out of the soil. And it's all been by design. When you go all the way back to the early 1900s, you'll find that the Rockefellers controlled the pharmaceutical companies and whatnot. And so they understand you're going to get sick, and they're orchestrating it, and it's $1 trillion business. And if you step out there, understand, to fight these giants, if you don't have some type of support, if you don't have God behind you, they will flat out kill you. And this is why so many of our giants, understand, have been killed in the last 3 or 4 years. Dr. Delbert Blair, Dr. Crescent Francis Wellings, Dr. Kiefer. they've been murdered, and that's the bottom line, you know. And so people like this sister has to be protected, and because she's so vital, she's so vital. I love that you have her on y'all show or whatever. We need to have her on a regular basis talking about health.
And we will, brother. You can be assured of that. And also, she'll appear on Hassan and Carl's show from time to time on Tuesdays as well.
It's a blessing. We should tune in and support you all that have, you know, sisters like that on your side. We should support you. We should make sure, understand you all are able to go over these airways on a regular basis.
You did
And
take
that's
down
my
her
next
address.
move is to drop something off towards
Right, you got her
your
address.
program.
Oh, thank you. You got her address.
Yes, you all have a
right?
blessed day. I love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love you too.
Okay, you want to give the address again, and then we'll do that a couple of times through the show as well.
Okay. Once again, it's Loving Life Health Food, 15224 West 7 Mile, 1 block east of Greenfield. We're between Wickham and Sussex. Our phone number is 313-861-1118. And we're open Monday through Friday from 10 to 7 and Saturday 10 to 6.
Okay, we'll go to our next caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Good morning. My name is Ruby, and I'm viewing you on my cell phone.
Hey, happy Monday, Ruby. Thanks for calling.
Hey, hi, dear. So is that a water station that she's with?
Is it a
She
what?
said water station. I'm not
Water station?
No.
She has
Now,
alkaline water, however.
No, we're on 7 Mile. We're not the water station.
Okay.
Did you get the address? Did you get the address?
15224 7 Mile.
Right, 1 block east of Greenfield. So we're between. We're exactly halfway between the Lodge and the Southfield freeways.
Okay. Now, Theo, you
Yes.
know, I know water is important because, you know, when you have diabetes and you had to take test your sugar in the morning, you don't have enough water in your system. You know, you cannot draw enough blood off to put on that test strip.
A test strip.
Yeah.
What kind of test
Yes,
strip?
it's a test strip that you have to have to test your
blood
blood
on
sugar.
the strip the test
And if
strip.
you don't have enough
sugar
water
level,
in your
and
system,
put it in the little machine.
you won't be able to get
For
enough
people who
blood
are
out of your
diabetic,
to test
if you
your
don't
blood.
have enough water
Right.
in you, you can't get enough drop of blood
Yes,
to
ma'am,
test it.
because
That's what
I know when I would go to my doctor's office, like if you don't have enough water, they would
Right.
have to make you drink water
Mm-hmm.
so they can get blood out of your fingertips
oh,
to take your diabetes
test
test
it.
strip.
Mm-hmm.
Test.
that's interesting.
And then if you notice, if you get dehydrated, what's the first thing they give you when you go to emergency?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
IV.
they'll give you a saline drip.
Mm-hmm.
And that's water. Because
Right,
you're dehydrated
Right,
yourself,
right.
so they got to put water back into your system.
Yes.
So your
yes.
water is important. So what I wanted to know was the water from the water station, is that better than the water, bottled water?
Well, I don't know. I've never used that. I've gotten the alkaline water from Loving Life Health Food Store on West 7 Mile. I can tell you that's good. And the BD uses it
That's what I'm
too.
talking about, the
I
alkaline water.
can't speak to the one I have never used.
I can't hear you.
I was just saying that I cannot attest to that one. I have never been there. I've never purchased it there. I have purchased water from Loving Life Health Food Store on West 7 Mile.
And that's the alkaline water,
And
right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. Now I gotta hang up and go back to watching you all because I can't talk to my phone and watch it at the same time. I gotta
Okay.
switch back to my station. All right.
All
Thank you,
right.
bye-bye.
Thanks for calling. Thanks for coming to the meeting Saturday too.
She's the last caller. Okay, I want to add something, and I'm gonna let you continue, Maude. One of the things, and I try to listen to like Book TV, C-SPAN, PBS, anything that's educational. And one of the lectures that came out was saying how the chemical, pharmaceutical, and medical industry are all in it together because the chemical industry provides the chemicals that the pharmaceutical industry will use in order to make medicines, and then the medical industry obviously profits from the chemicals that are put in our body, dumped in our bodies,
Right.
which affect us on whatever level, whether it's diabetic, it could be kidneys, liver, etc., and that kind of thing. And the FDA has, I think within the last 2 years, they did something where they were put in a position where they were pressured to move certain medications through the pipeline faster than they normally would be. So they didn't go through whatever the rigorous tests were on a small population of people to see what the long-term effects would be. Generally, you have to test a drug or a chemical or medicine, as they call it. I call them drugs. That's what they are.
Yes.
Over a period of time to see if there's going to be any effects that would affect somebody over a long period of time. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there because, again, I'm pretty much a seeker of knowledge. So when they were able to draw the line between the chemical industry and how they're trying to stay viable and the pharmaceutical industry, because they say if these industries weren't there, that their whole system would collapse. But then with what you're telling us and everything, that actually says that if we took care of ourselves the right way anyway, because I really don't care about Pfizer or Scott GlaxoSmithKline and all them other people. I really don't care about them because I know when they sell chemicals, they don't really care about me either. It's just that they're in profit mode, and I'm not mad at them for doing what they do. I'm mad at people who don't know what's going on and who end up being guinea pigs for that kind of thing. Now, that being said, we got a caller.
Yeah.
We'll go to our next caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
My name's Renee from Pontiac.
Hi, Renee. Thanks for calling.
Hi, I got a couple questions for my yacht. First one is, I have these bad foot spasms and muscle spasms in my foot, like my toe shoots straight up, and I have to jump out of bed and run to the bathroom and soak my leg in the water, and it'll go down after maybe a few minutes. Also, with that, what causes hemorrhoids. And then I have another problem, and I've been having this for some years. I had got caught up in the sun back in 2012 when it was really hot, and I've been dehydrated, and I would drink water, and I would get, feel like I'm not thirsty, but as soon as I go to the bathroom, I get a little thirsty again. So I just want to know, if you could tell me how to stop some of that and answer those questions.
Okay, there's a couple of things to look at. One, all water is not the same. When you drink, say for instance, tap water or certain other types of water, let's say you drink a 16-ounce bottle, you feel it kind of sloshing around in your stomach, like you feel full. And when you drink the alkaline water, your body assimilates it right away. Like you can drink, this is 16 ounces, I could drink this straight and not feel full at all because my body is assimilating it right away. What happens is the difference between alkaline or some, ionized water, you can use the name interchangeably, is that the water goes through an electrical process which splits the water molecules to make them smaller. So say, for instance, you have a basketball hoop and regular tap water is a beach ball, and you try and put the beach ball into the basketball hoop. It's not going to fit. It's too big. But the alkaline water would be like a golf ball. You throw the golf ball into the basketball hoop, it goes in there easily. So it does the same thing to your cells. So the alkaline water, the cells, the water molecules are so small that they penetrate your cells very easily, hydrates them, and cleanses them out, which that's where you get the detox effect from. And that looks different, specific to each person. So when you drink the alkaline water, your body is hydrated right away. That's one of the things that should be done, is to hydrate your body and drink the alkaline water. The second one, assuming you don't have some other type of health challenge that's causing this, is it sounds like a mineral deficiency, which most people have. Because there's no minerals in the soil, everybody's extremely mineral deficient. One of the things that you could do to counteract that is take minerals. There's a couple products we have. One is Trace Minerals, which has 72 trace minerals. There's different minerals. There's major minerals, which would be like your calcium, your magnesium, your potassium, those types of minerals. And then you have trace minerals. At this point, 72 trace minerals are usually what you find in most products. And then there's another product that I have. Unfortunately, I'm sold out now, but we're getting some more ink because it's becoming to be more popular. and those contain about 110 trace minerals. So what excuse me, have to excuse me. I just to put this out, which I was speaking to you off the air, is when I come outside from them spraying these chemtrails, it really bothers me, and then I have this cough that takes me a while to get rid of. As long as I'm indoors, I'm good. But when I go outside, it's like I cough all while I'm driving from all the stuff that they're spraying in the air. Yeah. So my body's trying to fight all this off. So if I cough, you guys forgive me. But having trace minerals in your diet consistently. What I found out when I was taking the trace minerals on a regular basis is that your body becomes literally stronger. I have to take stairs when I go home, and I've got my computer bag, which weighs almost 15 pounds. I've got my purse, and when you go grocery shopping or thing like that, you're hauling all of these bags up the stairs, and I'm tired by the time I get up there after I've worked all day long. So taking the trace minerals, what I found out is by the time I got to the top of the stairs, I'm like, I'm good. I mean, I'm not winded. I'm not tired, nothing. So that's when I realized how deficient I was in minerals. The other thing, too, that I'm noticing, I'm still trying to research this, is I'm looking at this vertical line in people's fingernails and their nails turning dark. And I believe that that's from being deficient in minerals as well. Yeah, so kind of look at your fingernails and see
they're not dark. I'm looking at them now.
It'll be, some people see it'll be a dark line or dark lines.
Right, I've seen that in the past.
Yeah, I don't have one. I'm looking at them.
For her to increase her minerals, and I think that will help with the leg cramps, especially before you go to bed. And then you can take some magnesium or calcium and magnesium right before you lay down, and that should be helpful too.
Okay. And the hemorrhoids, the same thing?
Well, hemorrhoids, water, because hemorrhoids can come from several things. One, if you're constipated or if your stool is very hard, and when you go to push, that can create hemorrhoids, either internal and or external, depending how serious it is. Increase your fiber, lots and lots and lots of water. You can take oils off the spoon, like olive oil, coconut oil. Just take a spoon of it.
I've done that. Yes.
That could be helpful, but it depends on what's causing the hemorrhoids. Some people it's from sitting too long, or sitting on hard substances because of where they work. Some people it could be standing. Some people it could be overweight. It's just too much pressure. It could be several things.
I'm not overweight. I'm real small, so I just woke up and they were hurting, and I ran to the bathroom, and after a while, I think it was gas, and then I used the bathroom, and after a while, it just, I urinated. So I don't know what caused that. That was just this morning, right before I called. So.
What about flaxseed?
So I'm going, and then the foods like potassium, like potatoes, and all that has trace minerals, dairy products.
Well,
they got calcium in it.
Some things do, but you have to remember that the minerals were taken out of the soil. So the food only has what the dirt has, what the soil has in it. And so, say for instance, you might eat an apple where, we were coming up, one apple had the right amount of nutrients in it. Now you might need to eat 6. So even though you're eating those foods, the foods themselves don't contain enough minerals in them and enough of nutrients in them to do you the amount of good that they used to do. So that's where your juicing can come in and get high quality food, produce. And if you eat meat, I'm an advocate of Amish. I don't eat meat at all, but eat the best meat you can, which is Amish at this point, and then halal will be second.
Do you eat beef?
Yeah, I eat like chicken. I don't eat pork too much anymore, but I eat a baked chicken, and sometimes I do like fried chicken.
What about beef?
But then maybe some fish, baked fish or something like that. But I'm not really a pork eater anymore because it gives me like a spinning headaches, and I be spinning like the room spinning. So I haven't, but like I had some baked chicken yesterday.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, try those recommendations, and then let us know if they're working good for you. Okay.
Okay, and
All right, thank
next time she come on, I'll call back with update.
All right, thank
Okay.
you for calling.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank.
You're welcome.
Also, too, to watch breads and cheeses.
Oh, yeah.
Because breads, remember we were coming in school, when we made paste, it was flour and water.
That's right.
And that's what bread is, it's flour and water.
A paper mache.
Exactly.
It's made with that. With that.
Exactly.
Have you heard of the old remedy for what are you talking about? A Charlie horse is pickle juice, dill pickle juice.
No, never heard that one. Really?
Okay, the lines are. See, the lines are full. One of the things I say quickly when you mention trace minerals, I do a little studying too, not as much as I like, but life brings a lot of things. But selenium was one of the things that I wasn't familiar with. But I've actually, I could say people don't think about trace minerals, they don't think about enzymes, they don't think about amino acids, but all these things fill your cell. And the last thing I want to say, we'll go to our caller, is when you were speaking about the molecular structure of alkaline water, when I had did some online investigation, and as you said, if you drink regular water, the molecular structure is like maybe 15 molecules of water, whereas with alkaline water it's like 7 or 8. So again, it's able to penetrate your cells much easier, where the other tap water is just there. It's not doing anything at all.
Now with selenium though, if you're gonna use that, you need to mix it with whatever and drink it right away. You can't play around with it because it expands.
Yeah, what I did was I started eating Brazil nuts, which I think is one of the highest, has the highest concentration of selenium in it. And I don't like nuts at all, I'm going to tell you, but I like health, so that's why I do it.
That tastes awful. So we'll go ahead.
Okay.
To the line.
Okay. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please? You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
It's good to see y'all. The last time I ran into y'all was at the Charles H. Wright Museum last year when they had the African World Festival. This is Brother Knight.
Oh, thank you for calling.
Yeah, I finally got my TV to finally pick up Channel 33.
Wonderful. All right. You get it right.
I
You
wanted
get it
to
right
find
on
out,
time.
does a young lady at her store take bridge cards?
Yes, we do. The way we have the store set up is one side of the store is bridge card eligible and the other side is not. So the food side, anything on that side of the store, you can put on the bridge card. And you can put the alkaline water on there as well.
Well, that's good to know. I know the Department of Human Service, and this is something that, well, hopefully y'all can check into. They've been stealing off of people's bridge card. A lot of these workers at the Grandmont office over there on Grand River.
Yeah.
Maybe y'all can look into it because I have already notified the Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C. Some of these seniors, they giving them $10 a month for groceries.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully y'all can look into it.
Okay.
I talked with, I let Haywood know down at the Cadillac place about this.
All right.
But they don't seem to be trying to do nothing about it.
Okay. Well, if enough people
So
bring
I
it up
pass
and
that
complain,
information along.
they'll be forced to. Oh, wow. Okay, well, thank you for letting us know that.
Great, man. Y'all keep up the good work, and it's good seeing you. And hopefully this old TV will keep pulling Channel 33.
All right. Okay, thanks for
Thanks for the
tuning
call.
in.
All right. Have a blessed morning.
You too. Bye.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yes, it's Jihad. I apologize for calling back. But what I wanted to address to the sister was about is she familiar with the Himalayan salt and actually making your own minerals?
I actually carry the pink Himalayan at the store.
Okay, you can actually take the hard rock salt and actually take a certain amount, put it in water, clean water, and let it sit overnight for 24 hours. And what it does, the minerals are all the 82, I think it's 82 minerals that are in that Himalayan salt. And you can actually take it, understand, for 24 hours, shake it up, take your teaspoon and put it in your bottled water. And then you actually are producing your own minerals.
Oh, okay.
And at the salt begins to dissolve, you just add more salt to it. Eventually, the salt will stop dissolving, and you will have really your own trace minerals or whatever. As brother was saying, we have to start sciencing up for ourselves or whatever because we are scientists.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
thank you. You all have a blessed day.
All right, thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
I just want we got more calls, but I want to follow up on what he said now because I've been in your store many times. Now, what will this Himalayan salt do? Because he was saying something to the effect that I guess if you let it dissolve in the water, that it will produce trace minerals or something like that.
Well, the trace minerals are already in
Oh,
there.
they're already in
And
there.
the
Okay.
salt,
Yeah. Now, the thing about salt is a general term for sodium. Sodium is the correct term, and there's different types of sodium. This is one of the reasons our community has high blood pressure. The industries are going to use the cheapest thing that they can. They're going to use the cheapest form of sodium that they can, which is not beneficial or healthy for our bodies. But you can use the sea salt, the Himalayan salt. There's Celtic. There's different types of salt, or sodium, I should say, that you can use that is nutritious and beneficial for the body. The Himalayan is one that are more nutrient rich than some of the other salts. And as he was saying, and I thank you for sharing that, is that, and this is like a side note too, is that the world is changing and we have to change with it. There are signs out there, and I pray things don't happen, but let's just be realistic. There are signs going on right now that are telling us that we might be coming upon some troubled days. If that is the fact, then it will behoove you to start to stock up on certain things. The sea salt will be one because you have your trace minerals in there. The alkaline water, aluminum-free baking soda. So should you not be able to get your alkaline water, you can alkalize whatever water that you do have. The trace minerals can help to purify certain things. The hydrogen peroxide, 35% food grade, is what we have in the store as well. That is extremely multi-purpose. That puts oxygen into your blood. When you have the proper amount of oxygen in your blood, bacteria, viruses, cancer, none of that can exist.
Right.
It's very economical. It's from $5 to $50 for the gallon. It sanitizes. You can put it in your water for your plants. It is extremely multi-purpose. Colloidal silver and colloidal gold. You know, when the minerals were in the water, there was silver and gold in the soil. Not necessarily clumps like people think when you go mine gold, but minute particles of gold and silver in the soil. Viruses and bacteria can't live around gold and silver. So there are certain things that we should do to build your a disaster preparedness kit, and those are some of the things to put in there. I wrote an article in the Detroit Native Sun, and it is called Disaster Preparedness, and I probably am going to post that on Facebook. We have our Facebook site, and it's Loving Life Health Food, and I'm going to try and post that. I'm trying to get it on there today, and it gives a list of things that people should do.
So Google, go ahead.
Now, Loving Life Health Food on Facebook.
Facebook, okay. All right, that's good to know. Next.
Wow, I got a million questions. Here we go. Okay. Hello, caller. You on the air? Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yes. I would just like to ask, are you a medical doctor? Because you're giving out a lot of medical information. And I've been to your location before, and what I personally don't like is that I can't see where the water is being distributed from. When you go to the water station, they have it all out there in the open for you to see what they're doing, where the water is coming from, and where the water is going, and how it's being ionized.
Okay, well, to answer your question, the health food store was in existence before we even started the alkaline water, which is approximately maybe 10 years ago. And you have to remember, we are licensed by the state. And there are certain, you do things according to the structure of the building. I don't know how the water stations has their setup. She put those, she put the machines in there when she acquired the building, I'm assuming. Our alkaline water system was grandfathered in to the structure that was already there. So you have to also deal with plumbing, you have to deal with electrical, and we had to go by what the state required us to do. So it's not that we didn't want to put it out there where people can see it. We have to do what the state required for us to do in order to get licensed. And that was some of the issues. You know, we have a dedicated line, which means the alkaline, the water that goes through the, specifically for the alkaline, has its own dedicated line. It's not with the water that goes through the other building, so that there's no contamination. So there are certain things that were put into place per the state of Michigan. So it didn't really have anything to do with us. So we know some customers that go over there and come and see that they can't see our system, and they don't like that. I get that, but it's not anything we really can do about it. They've asked to see the system. The state also does not want the public coming past a certain point. You know, so I mean, we do what we can do. Some people have an issue with it, and some people don't. But it's not something that was our choice.
Now, let me ask this, and then I'm going to have a follow-up question. We'll get to the next caller. Now, a person can go to some place, and maybe you sell them yourself a piece of, I guess they call it litmus paper. I remember that from back in high school or junior high school, where when you put it in there, it will actually tell you whether it's alkaline or acidic water, more or less. So, I don't know, do you sell the strips? But I know that they're sold at maybe, let's say, Walgreens or CVS or something like that.
Sure, yeah.
Well, there's different types of strips.
Okay.
There's the strips that we have are specifically for the body. They're urine or saliva. That's what those are for. And then there's a chemical that you can use to test the alkalinity of water. Now, some companies sell strips that test alkalinity, but we use a chemical. You know, so it just varies. And some people think that they can use the strip for the body to test the water. It doesn't work like that. It's not going to show up because that's not what the chemicals are created to do. It tests urine and saliva.
Okay, now stop. You said that you began with alkaline water 10 years ago.
Right.
I want to know, how long has the store been in existence, so those who tuned in will know the length of research and all that you have been doing?
Yeah, we've been there for 32 years. In answer to her question, no, I'm not a doctor. I consider myself a health coach. And the information that I'm sharing, you can get it straight out of the books that we have in there. So I'm just relaying the exact same information that is in any of the books that we have at the store.
Stuff that you have
So I'm
researched.
I'm not making any claims for anything.
Okay. Now, I'm going to come to you, caller. I just want to throw this one more thing out real quick. Now, in terms of the medical industry, it's been reported that the third leading cause of death in the United States is medical malpractice. Over 200, a quarter of a million people die every year as a result of medical mistakes. And I say that only to say that sometimes we want to trust doctors to do certain things, and of course they're qualified, but what I feel also, and this is just me personally speaking, is that their knowledge base is limited. And why I say that is because a lot of the pharmaceutical companies, I'm just a crazy reader, so I'm on top of everything. So when they go down there, some of the pharmaceutical companies, they'll go down to the tropical rainforest, whether it's in Africa or South America, and they're looking at the populations. Number one, they don't have a whole lot of the things that we have here in so-called civilized society, Western society in particular. So they look at some of the things that they can draw from it. Now, recently, I want to say it's in Colorado, but it may have been in Utah, where there was a pharmaceutical company that was strongly against marijuana being legalized or something in that state. However, they came up with a different type of pharmaceutical marijuana product that they are using. So in other words, they don't want to trust what came from the earth, or they won't allow that because that's competition for them. They would rather give it to you in a chemically processed lab with beakers and heaters and Bunsen burners and all that stuff.
And a
So
high price.
yeah, so you have to be cautious about just taking what the medical industry gives you without doing your own research as well.
Well, they're practicing. That's what they tell you.
Yeah, they practice medicine, and guess who's the guinea pig?
Yeah.
Well, I think you need to create a healthy balance between the conventional medicine, or whatever the term they use, and natural medicine. And, you know, it's like everything else. How do we get away from Mother Nature? Why is it now that Mother Nature is considered alternative? A couple hundred years ago, they didn't have pharmaceuticals like this. Now, there were pills and things like that they found in ancient days, but that was pure from herbs, no chemicals or anything. So how do we get away from Mother Nature with the grandmother, the great grandmother going out into the field and picking certain herbs and roots and berries and things like that, and making tinctures and concoctions, as they say. They didn't have the medical industry, so now people are programmed to think that if it doesn't come from a doctor, then it's not legitimate. Right. So where do we get away from Mother Nature?
Advertising.
Exactly, and programming, and everything is money.
Hello, caller, you're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Good morning. It's Barbara. Excellent points. I enjoyed that.
Thank you for
Just
calling.
want to share very quickly, there will be an individual meeting today at the Southgate Memorial Library at 7 p.m., and Debbie Dingle will be the speaker. There are approximately 4,500 indivisible groups nationwide. And the last thing is a book I would like to share, and it's called Diagnosis Poverty. Marcella Wilson, Ph.D., and it's a new approach to understanding and treating an epidemic, a book you really want to check out.
Oh, thank you.
Would you repeat the title again, please?
Sure. It's called Diagnosis Poverty.
Poverty, okay.
And that's Marcella Wilson, Ph.D., a new approach to understanding and treating an epidemic. Very, very good information.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Barbara.
You all have a blessed day.
You
Thanks.
too.
Hello, caller, you're on the air. Would you share your name? How are you viewing us, please?
Yes, how are you? My name is...
Hello?
Yes, good morning. My name is Mrs. Johnson, and I'm calling in reference of the lady who was speaking about the herbs.
Go ahead.
And she was speaking very clearly about the herbs. We're living in our last days. When our mother and grandmother lived on earth, we didn't have doctors. And she's speaking the truth. Now they want to take it off because we're living too long. We're getting too smart. We're getting wiser. You notice in some of the pharmaceutical places, they close, like Sam's Cut Rate and other places that you're trying to get. They try to take everything off the market for the simple reason we're living too long. They didn't expect us to live as long as we did, and we're getting wiser. So now they're just trying to distract us to take everything off so we can't buy this and buy that. But the only thing I can say, I commend you, lady, all of you. The best thing is you better put God first and continue with those herbs, regardless of what they say. God has brought us all this far. He's not about to let us fall. And I thank you very much.
Thank you for calling.
Okay, that's it. But let me add this real quick, because we're at the last few minutes of the show. You know, it's interesting. I heard somebody say something before. They say, well, if you go into a store, let's say Kroger, Meijer, whatever, they got a health food section. So they say, what does that make the other food in the store?
Exactly.
Unhealthy
Exactly.
section. Yeah. Oh, give us the phone number and address of the store again in hours.
All right. It's Loving Life Health Food, 15224 West 7 Mile, 1 block east of Greenfield. Phone number is 313-861-1118. We're open Monday through Friday from 10 to 7 and Saturday 10 to 6. One thing I forgot to mention is with the alkaline water, we have a special where you can bring your containers in and get them refilled for $1 a gallon. That's Monday through Friday from 10 to noon. $1 a gallon, bring your containers in to get them refilled. And on Saturday, it's 25% off from 10 to noon. $1 a gallon.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that.
Can't beat that anywhere.
That's right. And also, once again, for those of you who have photographs or videos of activities and projects that you participated in or taped of Hood Research, please call 313-319-8343. Area code 313-319-8343. And we'd like to have copies as we are celebrating our 25th Silver Jubilee this year. 25 years of research has been going strong. And also I want to let you know that it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. We at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can to share with you to help us all make better informed decisions. Debiti?
If you want to be nothing, do nothing. But the only problem with doing nothing is you never know when you're finished. And stay tuned for Get in the Know with Marley B coming up next.